Robert Griffin, and I don't see these niggas. Ain't no competition. And on another level, raising hell like the devil, causing mass destruction, corruption, lyrical repercussions.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Fight Focus. And for today's video, we will be covering what actually happened at UFC 260. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. Let's get to it. On Saturday night, Stipe Miocic will once again enter the octagon to defend the heavyweight strap. This time, in the main event of UFC 260, he meets the most feared striker in the sport when he faces red-hot Francis Ngannou. Ngannou previously came up short in an attempt to win the title from Miocic, losing a decision at UFC 220. Ngannou will enter the octagon on a 4-fight winning streak, winning all 4 fights by knockout and with no opponent lasting more than 71 seconds. Miocic already has his legacy cemented in the sports lore. He became the most accomplished heavyweight champion in UFC history with a 3rd title defense in 2018. After losing the first fight to Daniel Cormier later that year, Miocic rebounded to win the next 2 in the trilogy and lock in just 1 title victory, shy of Randy Couture's record for most wins in any major promotion. This year has definitely been a year for upsets, so let's see how this night would end. So without further ado, this is what actually happened at UFC 260. First, we'll quickly talk about the fight between OMalley vs Almeida and Woodley vs Luque before we move on to the main segment. Polarizing UFC bantamweight contender Sean O'Malley is back in the winner's enclosure via a spectacular ground strike knockout win over gritty Brazilian Muay Thai ace Thomas Almeida in the 3rd round of their UFC 260 main card matchup. Poised from round 1 to 3, the Montana native rattled Almeida with a quite frankly massive left high kick, with the Sao Paulo native somehow surviving the scare as O'Malley made the mistake of attempting a walk-off finish, with referee Mark Smith urging him to keep fighting. Eating his fair share of leg kicks in the 2nd round, O'Malley countered Almeida well once more in the 2nd before landing the fight-ending shot in the 3rd and final frame. Clipping an incoming Almeida with the left hand, the Brazilian fell to his back on the canvas before O'Malley sprang with a massive ground strike, knocking the Brazilian out cold. The scores returned to winning ways. Next we have Tyron Woodley vs Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque has just submitted his most high-profile victory inside the octagon, however it wasn't completely plain sailing for the number 10 ranked finisher. Scoring his 12th stoppage win in the promotion's welterweight division, Luque managed to wrap up an opening round Darce choke win over former champion Woodley after an earlier firefight between the two. Immediately, in quite surprising fashion, given recent performances, Woodley closed the distance and locked up with Luque at the fence. Winging with massive bombs, Woodley cracked Luque right behind the ear, drawing a brief wobble from the finisher before suffering his one moment of worry when the latter countered with a massive overhand. Worrying backing up to the octagon fence in massive trouble, Woodley ate more strikes before evading. However, the far side of the octagon didn't offer ample time to recover as Luque poured more pressure on. Rocking the Missouri native again, Luque sunk in a beautiful Darce choke on the former welterweight kingpin, eventually forcing the tap. Now onto our main segment of the video. Ngannou opened the fight with a heavy low kick as Miocic circled the outside of the cage, then he dug to the body with a pair of punches. Miocic landed his own leg kick, then Ngannou landed a bomb to the side of Miocic's head, and Miocic ate it fine, not wobbling at all. Ngannou impressively defended and turned the tables on Stipe's takedown attempt, then he ended on top of Miocic, dropping nasty ground and pound, but then the fight quickly got back to striking range. Ngannou waded forward with a big overhand at the start of round 2, Miocic landed a nice jab and followed up with a leg kick. Eventually Ngannou dropped Miocic, then the champ popped back up but walked it into another huge punch which downed him again. The lethal left hook that Francis landed on Stipe's jaw definitely turned Miocic into stone. And to top it all off, Ngannou landed a nasty ground strike that put Miocic out cold. Just watching it almost knocked me out. But now we have a new UFC heavyweight champion. Which opponent makes sense for Ngannou to face next? Is it John Bones Jones? Let us know in the comments below.
John came out, tweeted, said, "Show me the money." What appeals to you most? Because it seems like that would be an amazing super fight.
If I'm John Jones and I'm home watching this fight, I start moving to 85.
Alright MMA fans, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, make sure to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to comment below what video you want to see next.